Uh, hello, hello, hello. The microphone was a bit off. Oof, 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 oof. So sorry. But right now the stream is on. It's a bit late. I haven't streamed in a few days. Like, there was a burst of activity with me streaming. And now there isn't a burst of activity. Like, sometimes you stream more, sometimes you are more online. And in the past, I would say, oh, I'm so sorry. I stream every week or every few days. That's usually how we stream. But you know, I think it makes sense by now. It feels weird to be like that apologizing, for, being busy. Like, I stream when I can, and of course, that's now. It has been a nice day, things to do, weekend, did D&D today, and now doing Minecraft. Wondering why and what I'm building as a castle. Different things going on here. First of all, you see the stuff up there on the left, it says recording. It's because I'm making a time lapse, and the idea is to have like this castle build being recorded. And secondly, I am making a Crusader Kings video, and instead of taking the easy way, I sometimes like to have like my own backgrounds and my own buildings. Even if I don't need to, I can just look online for a castle and use that as a background for in a video. But I think it's cooler to have like your own sets, and I use Minecraft for some pictures and screenshots then, and having a castle would be cool. And that's what I am doing now, making this castle. I already made the interior, so we can go inside. Actually, we can go to the front entrance of the castle. Right here. And I will explain a little bit later about the castle itself. Yeah, we have, it has a few mods. As you can see here, we have people working in the castle too. Like over here. Like, let's see here. How can we talk to you? Okay, sorry, Kare, hi. See if this... Ah! The AI is broken. We cannot talk to the villagers. They had like an AI and we could talk to, but that doesn't seem to be working. So, how I like to build my castles, or my buildings, not only castles in Minecraft, is... I don't like to build them... Let's first skip to the next day. Let's do time set day instead of going into a bed. When I build my castles or buildings, I don't like to build them at once, like what you see here. This is not even the castle finished as a product, but this is not the final shape of the castle, by the way. In reality, castles were built through different generations, because usually the Middle Ages last for a long time, and if you had like a high defensible spot, you would have different generations of people living there. And if we would go in game mode spectator, this right down here, maybe we don't see it that well, but right here, cobwebs, bones. You see here, there's like this little pocket here. Maybe I should have night vision. I don't know the commands for... night vision. So I can show maybe a little bit better. There we go. Spectator. As you can see here, there are like little artifacts of what came before. And you can see here clay. Dried clay. And if you look... somewhere here, there are like little oddities, like this dirt here, this chorus dirt right there, and those hint to older structures. And I built partly those older structures here, and then destroyed the structures, and I had like a little bit of a story in mind how people lived here and the artifacts. If you do your archaeology, you might figure out how this actually looked like in the past. Of course, if I make a time lapse, you will know how what these archaeological sites actually mean, but I think that's fun. And for the castle now, this castle isn't finished. Because what I want to do is I want to have like different architectural styles from different generations. And the style before here was literally a wooden castle. And the Montebelli a little bit. That Montebelli was transformed into the castle we see now. And there was like an old stair over here that has been destroyed because no longer in use. Then the Montebelli slowly evolved into this castle here, where we have like this giant keep here. And in the keep down here we have this wall. But as you see, this wall doesn't protect the whole little mountain here. So we will expand that. And I will not edit in the details of these walls, because I wanted these walls to be like this wall with like the broken bricks. But I'm not sure if I will keep the wall here. Maybe I'm gonna destroy part of the wall or extend part of the wall. So once it's all finished, I will add in the decorations to the wall. And the decorations right here are really bland. It's a giant piece of stone. I tried my best trying to bring out shapes here, but yeah, this is how keeps, like the classical Norman keep, look like. Right now what I'm doing here is I'm sketching in where the barracks and like the tavern and other buildings are. And I will make those before I will expand on the castle. I will not finish those buildings, I will just place where they are. And then I will expand the walls, make the castle larger, and expand the keep to make it a little bit cooler, because right now the keep is a bit cramped. But having layers of different eras of architecture I think would be really cool in the castle, so that's what we will be having. Let me get some milk. No, that's not what you do. I'm playing too many games, I don't even know how to use the inventory anymore. Milk. And I also have, while we build, a list of different topics to randomly rant about with a random wheel, so hopefully my brain can come up things to talk about once those topics appear. Look at this. We have little holes here where you can shoot out of with your bow. I did hit a sheep from here, that was cool, but I don't think we will be able to do that today. No weapons. There we go. So that's really cool, I must say. So this is the throne room, and this really needs to have some editing here. First of all, this throne room has no lights, so a cool thing would be to maybe like have lights here, but then we come in the defense structure here. So there isn't really a possibility to make large windows. Maybe there could be a window here in the back, but that really didn't fit, so I went here with this like little flag design, so it shows off the Lord's banners here, and you have like different banners here, because usually if you have like the local lord, you have also like maybe this is a baron and they have a duke over them, or they have a king over them, and that's like, or there's a marriage from different houses, so like different symbols. We have right here, oh yeah, I forgot to completely explain how the castle works. So we have here the stairs that go down. Hello, Lolling, hello, 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 hello. And this is something, you know, everybody, I think everybody knows, but it's always fun to tell. Like, you know, the stairs go down here, and by the way, how are you doing, Lola? And when you use a sword, you usually people were having weapons in their right hand, and right now I'm having a weapon in the right hand, so it's really easy to swing around, like to go around the corner. But if you're an enemy and you come attacking here and you have the weapons in the right hand, you cannot use your hand like this because there is a wall. So you can only poke like this. You can swing, and the people coming down the stairs can swing better than people going up the stairs. So that's like a little detail. But let me first explain the castle. So first we have the keep. Like, this castle speaks for itself, right? We have the walls here. We have, like, this door that goes open. We have the gate that can close and kill if people are there. But we get the gate to close. We don't have any holes here, because I'm not sure if this gatehouse is something I will keep in this place here. And you go up here. Also, you have here a bridge that can be lowered and increased. And then you have a wooden door here. Imagine this door is larger. And over here you do have a hole with stones people can throw on people that are down here and like hurt their heads trying to attack the castle. If they breach the main gates and they breach this bridge. And once the enemy is inside, they have to... Bloody hell, not like this. They come inside and they probably... if they don't know how the castle is built... Wait a second. Oh, that's the random wheel of topics. If they don't know how the castle is built, they come inside here. And you see also there's like a little waiting room here. And there is a little waiting room here. And this is on purpose. Because if somebody has to enter here, and they are a little bit like people you don't completely trust. So what you would do is you have some guards here, standing here, and they would like say hello. They would send two people here, and they could send one person separate. Like they can send one separate person here and other person right here. And they can search this person if he has like weapons or other dangerous items. And if he has, they can bring him along here instead of sending him into the castle. And they can bring him down here. Usually they would have storage down in the castle, but I would say this is where they have the prison. I didn't make the prison, I just realized. So this is where they would lock up people. And people upstairs would not even notice, because this is not going through the main entrance. This is going through the entrance of the guards. So if you want to escape prison, you have to go through the guards anyway. So, and the reason why is, when you search people, or when you like to search if they have like illicit items, or if they have like if you have like a checkpoint, you don't want them all together. You want to split them up and search one person, and then you bring them back to the rest of the people, or you send ask for the other person. So that's why we have separate rooms. These separate rooms probably also have some tactical level here, because if you come in here the castle, you have to break through this gate, then break through this gate, then you don't know which gate you have to go through. This seems like a smaller gate, so maybe harder to destroy, because it's easier to barricade. But behind this gate, the enemy... This is not our server, this is, for me, this is where I make castles or buildings for in the YouTube videos, for, like, the Crusader King summary videos. I'm making, like, medieval structures. And then you come inside here, and this is usually where people have drinks, they have their beers, their alcohol. Also, the guards can just come in here, go through here, and they can have their small drinks. They have here the storage, different storage of different foods and drinks, dry meat. Over here some meats. Over here they can tap their ale. There would be more facilities outside of this building. Like if the enemy is inside and attacking the keep, you're pretty screwed. And you don't have enough beds, but you do have like enough space to have food and provisions. And as you can see here, the first tower, the first way up is through here, not over there, because of another reason, and that will become apparent if we go up here. If we go up here, you come in here, and that's where you meet the throne room. You have here some guards standing here, doing some talking, protecting, and right now they are not working, so they're not wearing their armor. And you see here, there is the the Lord's throne with different flags up here, so the most impressive room. This is based on one keep where they have like the largest arch in medieval castles, so I based it on that. And in that castle, when I looked at the drawings, they had like the largest arch on the, not in the base ground, but in the first floor, so that's right here. And right here, you have another guard room. This guard room does not have a door, so they can hear anything if something is going on. I imagine not everybody is sleeping. Like, they might have some people sleeping, some people guarding around, and they can come here and protect the Lord when something happens. And behind here is another guard room, and this is like the elite knights. So I have like one guy in full plate armor, and he sleeps here. And right here is the other door, so the other stairs. So if you're an attacker, you come up here, you come here, and there are more guards, and you have to run across the room diagonally to reach the other levels up here. So that's like a little bit more difficulty. But you can be attacked from guards from here, and you can be attacked from a guard from there if they are there and not fighting somewhere else. And the guards here can lock themselves in here with the door here, where they can shoot out arrows. They have some place to rest. This is a bit lower, so they can stand up, and they can be standing here without any danger of arrows, but then you have these little slits here. So that's at least the idea here. By the way, I'm not an expert in castles. I just watched stuff and looked at blueprints, so there might be some problems here there. But this is where the lords live and their servants. So this is where the king and queen live, and the king and queen seem not to have left their bed. This is where their children would live, but they don't have any children, so right now this room is empty, and we have to wait until they make children in-game. This is a room I haven't done anything. Maybe that's like where a servant sleeps. And right here is another room I haven't done anything with, but it leads up to the balcony. And this is the balcony. Yeah, I'm building this in creative also. This is the balcony, and you have some guards here. They sit here. But these are also, the guards have a little secret here. You see here they have a mug of ale. And like right here, they have a keg where they can tap of alcohol. So they've hidden it here. And when it's night, it's a bit of a breezy night, and they have to be guarding up here. They sometimes drink a little bit of a drink here. And then there should be guards up here maybe too, but for now that's it. So we will expand the castle, because what I like to do is right now this castle is built with this type of crenellations and this type of structure. I would like to use a different style of crenellations and looking a little bit more modern, and I will show how I want them to be. Let me set this so I can show a bit better. Bloody hell. So if we have this here, this is the castle wall. So this is supposed to be like this style, and I want to go to different eras of time, so they have like different styles of buildings. So now to the more advanced type of castle wall. And maybe if I want to keep the style, let's see if they have it. Or they don't have. Like this. And then we add maybe stairs like this. And I'm not sure if I add them like this or not. But like this. This ones have like little holes. Matriculations. That's what they're called. Where you can shoot down from. And I saw this in a YouTube video that somebody built them. I wanted to build matriculations, but my matriculations weren't like this. My matriculations would be larger, so I was like, oh, maybe I should build them like this, you know? So I was like, oh, that's gonna be way too far, so I don't know if that looks beautiful. Oh, the total world. Ah, it's fine. It's fun. It's a fun video where I play a little bit with Dark Hero. Yeah, but only watch the second battle. Don't watch the first battle because I lost. No, just joking. It's a good game. I don't know why I lost, because maybe I don't understand. I did play the game in the past, but I don't understand exactly what the AI did. Maybe I gave the wrong orders in the battle. And I hear the Dark Hero had the same problem in the second battle. So the second battle, he gave orders to his troops, and troops did something else, and that's why we both lost. But it's still a fun battle. So yeah, this is what I was thinking. The matriculation, so we have castle walls like this, and this is gonna be like the more modern style of castle. And as you can see here, right now they are using squared towers, and the next towers will be round towers. So this is like from this time era, and that will be from the other time era. But right now I'm looking at where they have like their barracks. So this is probably where is the barrack. The tavern, and where would they have stables? Maybe, I guess the stables not too far away. The problem is everything is not that flat here, so maybe we should do a little bit of terraforming here and there. So let's do that, and let's try to imagine where... I think the stables would be right here, where we have the tavern, like the drinking house, the barracks outside next to the gate, and then here the stables. And I would guess over here we can maybe place like the blacksmith. And well, why is it? I don't even remember if the controls are the same as Rome 1, Medieval 2. So yeah, let's make it a one layer higher here. Then we can drop also this a little bit here to make it a little bit more equal. There is a stone here, so I'm not sure if we remove the entire stone, because that'd be hard to dig out. So maybe we build that into the building here. Whatever building we're going to make. So I did remove a little bit of the stone that was sticking out, but it's like polished. Alright. There we go. There we go. Alright, I have done my little talk. So what I have for this stream... Yep. I have for my stream here a bunch of random topics. And if you know topics, feel free to tell me topics so I can add them here to the wheel. Even for future streams, I can keep this random wheel of things happening here. And we can just add topics, and whenever the wheel lands on something, I have to try to think of a topic to talk about, so I can be yapping and yapping and yapping. I forgot why I wrote down, I guess, walls. I don't know why the hell did they write, I guess, walls? I don't know, I would just try to write down random words. Footprint snow. Oh, right, this is a story I wanted to tell. Came up. That came up from my childhood. Time. Did I write time? Yeah, time? Oh, I didn't write time. Oh, that's top. Okay, time. Let's add time. Let's go. I can even make like an Excel sheet or something, or like a Google Forms where people can... If this becomes a thing, where people can drop me random topics in, and then and they appear on the wheel. Footprint snow story. Alright, that's... I'll remove that one, because that's what we will be talking about. Footprints snow. So, I am a young child, and I did maybe something a little bit to freak people out, you know? You read ghost stories, and you... And oh, 4D. 4D is not necessarily time. I can talk about it right after this if you like. So So when I was a young child, why is there a hole here? I never made this hole here. What? When I was a young child, it was winter, and when it was winter, I would like it would snow, and I had to go out with my dog into like the little bit of a village where I live. Like I lived a little bit in a village, and we lived close to the forest, so I would walk with my dog early in the morning. And I thought it would be a fun thing to do while early in the morning, when it was weekend or something, to make footprints in the snow. But I would make footprints, like walking up to in the forest and doing really creepy symbols and stuff like that, and make like a bunch of footprints going into one direction and then back walking and then making the footprints go nowhere with weird symbols. And it was a friend that lived near the forest, and I would make the footprints going to his house and then walk back from the forest, like something from the forest had come out. And I never said it was me. I have never said to a person that I was the one making spooky footprints going from the forest in the snow. And then there would be like rumors that there were like ghosts or other things in the forests, and I don't know why I did that. I might imagine, like, you think like they talk about how there are these children that are cruel to animals and stuff like that. And I wasn't even cruel. I just thought it was really funny, and I was primarily inspired by spooky stories, and I thought it was really cool to think that there was something mysterious there. And I must have been, I probably was like in primary school when I did that, so yeah. Alright, yeah, 4D and time, but let's go to 4D and time. I have told the snow spooky story. My confession is off the chest. The nightmares I caused to that child are off my conscious now. I am now a changed person. I will never create footprints to spook people ever again. This is my apology video. But 4D and why it's not always time, because, you know, you can have spatial dimensions and temporal dimensions. So I know about what they say about the, like, I am not a physicist, but I guess that was known. But you can still like things and talk about it, even if you don't know. Just so time itself, you know what they say, right? The story goes like this. So you have a 0 dimension, that would be like a point, and this is like an infinitely point. You know, just imagine this is a point, and we are just doing Euclidean geometry right now. Like bloody Mary, yeah, you know, like spooky stories, cool stories. Oh, thank you, Isaac. That's a good sir. I didn't write the song, but I did write the lore of the song. So I'm like, part of the lore came from also with ideas with the singer of the song. Like they sung the song, and that was fun. But and then they came back with ideas, and I like, okay, this and this makes sense with the whole lore of the video, and it was based on the history we made in Imperator Rome. So technically, partly everybody is an author, because people do give suggestions about how in Imperator Rome and Crusader Kings. So technically, we all helped with that song. But I wrote down the lore, and I wrote down the setting, and I sent that, and I asked, like, can this be turned into a song? And there's a soldier right there. Let me just make it today again, because, you know, daytime. I usually let it go from day to night, just because it looks cool in the time. The person who draws has like watches the channel too, you know, so that's pretty cool. So like there are two people that made the song. And also that's why you have like the flute player in the drawings. Like I didn't even ask for the flute player. That one was like added by the artists themselves. So here we go, and here we have summarized. Yeah. So here we have. So Isaac, you came in the time where I would start the talk about 4-dimensional space and time. I hope you're ready, Isaac. Are you ready to take this on in at midnight UK time? It's 0 AD. All right. So this is 0 dimensions, right? Just imagine this is a random point. Let me use just colors, you know. Let me just use colors. Let me use colored clay. That's way better. So color blocks are over here. I don't know how Minecraft works anymore. Physics 101. Yes. We can. The physicist right now is moving house, so we cannot really call him right now. A point. There we go. Euclidean geometry. This is a point. Just imagine this is an infinitely small point or something. There are no spatial dimensions to the point, so there's no up, down, left, right. This is a point. A random point in space with coordinates and stuff. Like, we can say it's somewhere here. 0 dimensions. Right now, these are the coordinates right here. There we... Bloody, I broke the AI. It says that. Okay, that's the point, the random point right here. So this is 0 dimensions, really easy, because this goes nowhere. It goes up, down, left, right, X, Y, Z. It's a point, yes, quite pointed. 1D is a line. Yes, now we make a 1-dimensional existence. This is just going into 1 dimension. You can go from 1 dimension. We have a second point here, but it doesn't need to be a point, alright? A line doesn't need to be ending at points. It can go infinite, in infinity, alright? But we just imagine this is but it's still a 1-dimensional thing, alright? This is a 1-dimensional line. Because you can go, let's say, +1, +2, +3, plus something, and you can go down here, you can say -1 or something, -2, and like, there is a dimension to it. Wow, it's super fun. Alright, but we are not done yet. This is gonna be revolutionary. This is going to be revolutionary. You do not imagine this to be true. We can add a whole other dimension to this. Look at this! It's now... We add like an other 1-dimensional line, but it goes like cutting into this. And now we have... Wait, is this... Oh, this is a different color. Now we have a 2D. A 2D. And if this was filled in, what I'm not going to do, this is like a 2-dimensional plane. Let me fill in a little bit of 2-dimensional plane. Yeah, XY. Yeah, let's go. The XY. So this is a 2-dimensional plane. 2D. 2D. Super cool. Super cool. But we are not done yet. We are not done yet. We are not done yet. We are not done. So, we can go up here and we can add another dimensional line. And now we have 3D. It's pretty cool. But now we have a little bit of a problem here. A little... tiny problem. We cannot add any more lines in Minecraft. So I cannot show really 4D. And there is one example where people talk about spatial time, right? Because if you would like take this 3D object, right? Let's say this is like a square. So let's say this thing. And you would make another one right here. like this. This is other. I'm doing it wrong. That's the other color here. I use this color. You make another one like this. This is what they say with the 4-dimensional space being time-based. So you could say this is now, this is in the future, and once you're in the future, that's the past, and you can line them up like this. These 3-dimensional squares, like these 3-dimensional moments of things existing. Let's say this is Bart. Bart is standing right here, and in the other moment he's standing right there, and he moved in a 3-dimensional space. But he also could say that he moved through time, and this is like a line that you could say is called time, the past and the present. And just like a 1-dimensional line, you can make multiple dimensions in this, because you could say there are alternative histories, and those would be next to here. So you would have like, instead of Bart going this way, Bart would go this way. And that would be a line right here of time. And that would be, this would be 4D, and this would be 5D, because you go into like a plane of time. And probably you could go 6D with this. But I don't know if that's alternative physics, or if that's like alternative other possibilities with time and space. So, before like T0 and after moved is T1. Yeah, so that would be like time diverse. So next time you should do a song of the custom dynasty. It would be cool. I don't know what yet. I was thinking maybe a song about how they discovered Tool, because I wrote like a little story about that in the Discord, and I thought it would be cool to tell that story and see if that could be turned like into a song, you know. And I wrote a couple of different stories, and actually those stories are the script for the new video. Not all of them are there yet, because I have not finished all the stories. And what I want to do for the next video, instead of making it into a documentary, I will also make it a little bit like different separate stories, because we are talking about a time span of so many hundreds of years. And this is before the Asterakan Empire, so that's why I will make short stories that are related to the history predating Asteraca. And Asteraca itself will be more like a linear timeline. But look at the stories and feel free to talk about them, or even add our own stories or add twists to them, because the stories I wrote could be interpreted as legends, and legends always change a little bit, so who knows. And if there are some stories people like more than other stories, those could be turned into maybe cool songs. Something like in the past they did write like songs or hero tales into songs. And anthems did exist, but anthems come a little bit later. And anthems do talk about the ancient history, so I was more thinking now the songs I would want to make maybe a little bit more mythological songs, you know? Because like even in the Iliad or in the or like the Greek myths, or how in Ireland they would pass on songs with bards, it was always like about stories and myths and other tales in the past. But beyond the point, this is temporal 4D space, and there's also spatial 4D space, and that's a little bit harder to explain for me, because I'm not that much of an expert, but I can try to explain. And the easiest way I can try to explain it is with folding of paper. So, let me create a line again. Let me create a line. And you might get familiar with this, and that makes it a little bit easier. But this is like space-time folding. What was the name of it? You have intrinsic and extrinsic space-time folding. We are gonna do extrinsic space-time folding. Look at that. Where the hell did I learn those words? So this is a one-dimensional line. And you have 2 points in this dimensional line. Let's say we have 2 points here, we have a point here, and a point there. And we want those 2 points to touch each other. So how do you do that? It's impossible, right? Because if this is like one dimension, you cannot make the 2 points touch each other, because they just go into this direction or that direction. So to fold a one-dimensional line, or to fold a string, if you have like a rope and you want to make the 2 points touch, you have to fold them into into a second dimension. So right now, if I fold the string, because this is the string, into a 2D plane, so this is a 2D plane, I am connecting the 2 points right here. But I need a higher dimension to fold this one-dimensional line to connect each other. If you live in this one-dimensional line, you don't even notice that the 2 points are connected. So you're walking around and you think it's like a one-dimensional line, because you live intrinsically in this line, like on the planet Earth. If you are talking about space, now we won't be able to talk about it in Stellar. Sorry, I was just like I have right here a list of topics to talk about, and Lolang asked about 4D. And he said, like, isn't that just time? And I said, well, we also have spatial 4-dimensional space. I guess I'm doing the topic 4D now. So now you have a piece of paper. And if you want to fold the piece of paper here, so we have a piece of paper here, right here. Let's say this is a piece of paper. This is a piece of paper. And I'm trying to explain the 4th-dimensional space. I don't know if I'm the best person to do it. So we have here 2 points in this piece of paper. We have here a piece of paper, this piece of paper here, and we have, let's say here a point, and we have, in the other direction, we have here a point. And we want to fold these 2 points to connect each other. So if you have a piece of paper, the only way, if this is a 2-dimensional plane, the only way to make them connect is to fold them in a 3rd dimension. So you need a 3rd dimension, a higher dimension, to fold the 2-dimensional plane into. Right? So if you would make that in Minecraft, the epic folding, why did I make the separate corners here? I don't know why. Let's make them into a line here. That's a bit easier. So we have 2 here. This is a 2-dimensional plane, and you want to make the 2 connect. I'm so sorry if this is I don't know if I do the best job. Maybe I'm not also person maybe to do this. Why did I write that down as a topic? We are reaching the edge of fish beings understanding. But yeah, you need a higher dimension to fold in the paper towards each other. And you know that. You have seen this before. On the planet Earth. The planet Earth is you live like in a little bit like 2 dimensions, right? If you look at the world map, even that we are 3D creatures, we live like on a 2-dimensional plane because we live on the surface of the Earth. But the surface of the Earth also, you know, most people believe that it's round, right? And you go from one point here, you go around the Earth, and you arrive at the same point if you go in a straight line. And the same would be here. If you live like on this 2-dimensional paper, and the yellow is connected to the blue, you would go round, and you would not even notice that you go round. But you need a higher dimension to fold into. And this is the same with 4-dimensional, I mean like 3-dimensional things. So let's say this is a 3-dimensional cube, and we have one side of the cube blue, and on the other side yellow. And if you need to fold the 2 places here, So you fold this one to this thing. You need a 4th dimension to do it. But you wouldn't notice in 3-dimensional space that the two things are connected. They would just loop infinite. Like, this would loop infinite. And so you need a higher dimension to fold into. And that's the same also how wormholes are explained. Like, but with the piece of paper, you know, in every sci-fi movie that they explain, how did we travel here? Well, you use a wormhole. But they also explain that to explain warp drives. So what doesn't make sense sometimes, because that's not how warp drives work. But we are not talking about those. If I want to connect a 2D object if I want to connect two 3D objects who won't touch, you need to fold your 3D space and create a 4D space. Yeah, you need to fold them into, like, how you fold a piece of paper into a 3rd dimension, how you fold a rope into a 2nd dimension. You need another spatial dimension. You can also fold a piece of rope in a 3rd dimension, because if we hold a piece of rope, we are moving into 3 dimensions, of course. So you could also use a 5th dimension or a 6th dimension, who knows, but... yeah. And... I actually did stuff like that, because if you would have like 4D space or 2D space, if you live like in a 2D world like in Terraria, you wouldn't see, if you run down here, you wouldn't see how you can exit this cave. You can only see this 2D line here. Like, there we have a 2D line. And if you would be able to see the 3D world, you can just move around and you can escape without digging yourself out. And the same would be with a 4-dimensional thing. And in the only way I knew this, because I thought it was really interesting to use it in Dungeons and Dragons also. And in Dungeons and Dragons, I made like a dungeon that had like a 4-dimensional space. And in the 4-dimensional space, the hints given there, because first you drop with so many hints, and you try to make sure everybody knows what's going on, even if they don't know, and they can puzzle with it. And what the hint was, right? Because if you are standing here, where is the water? Where is water? Okay, this is water now, even though you don't have a bucket. So we have water here, and if the water flows from here, it goes here, and let's say it flows here, and you're standing in a 2-dimensional plane, you would see water just appear out of nowhere. But if you go in 3D, you can see the water sources right there. So I would have like water appear out of thin air, and they were like, oh, okay, but we can shift space-time, and we can shift spatial dimensions, and then stuff like that. But that's beyond the point. Okay, we are done. I think we are done. Why did I write that topic? That topic is gone from the list. If people have other topics, you can add it right there. How is your life going, Fishbean? How is the wife and kids? The wife and kids. Fishbean having wife and kids. Yes, of course I have them. I don't know where. Like, can you not hear them in the background? Now, Fishbean has no wife and kids. And Alright, let's continue actually building a castle. We were building a castle. What to do about the whole... Hello, Peace Pigwin. Where am I from? I am from Frisia, in the Netherlands, in Europe, on the planet Earth, 3rd rock from the star, called Sol. Nice place to visit. A bit crowdy. Hello, a very short man. How are you doing? I'm removing this. This was an explanation we don't need to talk about. This was this was something we can totally ignore. It's not interesting at all what was being explained here. It has nothing to do with spatial dimensions, temporal dimensions. That's completely silly. Nobody cares about those. Right. Okay, I do have like one question about I know this is silly. I don't know the answer because I'm not smart enough. All right. So you should have a blacksmith for the armor and the weapon blacksmith in the land are the family of the Clements. All right, it could be done. Yeah. I was thinking the blacksmith right here. So let me do this. So we have the barracks here, the tavern here, and the stables would be here in this corner. And then we have like a road that goes diagonally like this. So the blacksmith could be in the middle. I know what KCD2 is. I have played KCD2. I finished KCD1 and Kingdom Come Deliverance. And we even got a shout out from Hans Capon, so that's pretty cool. On the YouTube site, not on the Twitch site. Right. Oh, thank you. Yes, this is the castle here. Little bit inspired by history. As you can see here, we have like a little bit thing that looks like a Norman keep. But this is not the final bit. What I want to do is, I want to slowly build different parts of the castle in different architectural styles. I've already done that a little bit. Small differences here and there. To represent like different time periods. So now, right now, I'm just planning out where the things would be. I think blacksmiths would be more at the backs for sieges. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like, here is nice, but let's say if they have a catapult here, they can shoot and destroy it. And against the wall, it has like a little line of defense. The one problem I see with building it right there is if you are standing... I don't know, can you see the blacksmith? If you are standing, let's say, here. No, you cannot see it. Yeah, stables I want to add right here, against the wall. Alright. I thought in the middle of the castle here, because we have... And a merchant, yeah, that's true, a merchant's outpost. The merchant's outpost can be in the middle. Yes, that can be in the middle. And then we have the blacksmith right there. I've not completed KCD2. No. Alright. Let's actually think about this. So maybe make the tavern a little bit larger. Just because that would be cool not to have like squares all the time. And then this also could work as a little bit like an inn, or an ale house. Then we have to think how large do we want to have the stables. And will I build it against the wall? I will make the walls a little bit higher also, but with a different architectural style, but only in the place where it makes sense. Good night. I gotta go. Alrighty. See you around. Thank you for being here. Alright. I was thinking about streaming Kingdom Come Deliverance today, but I wasn't sure, and I wanted to finish this castle. Alright, there we go. I don't think I will make the floors of the stable for wood, actually, but I'm just using it so I know where the buildings are. So there we go. It's a bit too long, I feel like. Maybe not. But it should be more this way. Oh, that's like from the old history. If you're wondering why why there is a fence down there underground, it's because once I built stuff, I I also built the historical buildings. So this used to be a Celtic Oppian, like a Celtic hill fort, and then I built like a Moat and Bailey castle with like a wooden castle here and like a Bailey down here. And I've destroyed those and I've replaced them with these castles. I know that's a bit too much work, but it creates like history, and you have to make compromises a little bit with when you do that. Because if I start building a castle from the start, from the get-go, the terrain would be a little bit different, because every time I built something here and I destroyed it, I terraformed the land and I buried the old structures down underground. Not completely, like parts of the gatehouse are from history, but if you go to game mode, spectator, we can see traces of the older buildings buried underground here. Not here. Like little pockets here. There are like little artifacts buried in older structures. Cobwebs right there. Clay from older structures down here. Artifacts buried, bones, pots. When you are done with the castle, round to a village wall would be good. I was thinking maybe down here. It's a perfect spot for a village. And it has like a little water moat around it. And then the castle would look really cool over the land here. Like, imagine the castle finished, just looking across the town. Like this, that would look cool. I don't know what this glitch is of the little object right there. Okay, I think the castle is fine. Also, we should have like a training field. Hey, that's the music of like Kingdom Come Deliverance, right? They have like a mustering grounds. Also the blacksmith right here. But it would make sense the blacksmith to be next to the stables and the mustering ground, where they can repair equipment. You see what these trays are? That means probably there's something buried down here. There we go. Some heart and material here. Something is buried here. Something archaeological. But we don't care. We don't care. We just built over it. Oh, a secret exit. Yeah, that could be interesting. It definitely needs to have a secret exit also. Bury them a little bit deeper. Not all of them. Some get lost over time. Maybe this is large enough. Let's see. Is this enough space for the blacksmith? Give it a little bit more an interesting shape right here. Like this. There we go here. And then they have like a little work spot a bit isolated here. For the cowardly king that are born with a majority. Well, the brave and awesome kings are 1 in a million. How many kings have there actually been? Have there actually been millions of kings in our histories? Probably. If there are, depends what we consider a kingdom. Nope. Alright, we've done that. So we have... Hello, Mr. Simple, how you doing? Alright, so we have right here... The barracks look a bit small. We could change them around, actually. But also the castle has like a bunch of military sleeping spots. Like the soldiers do sleep also in the castle and knights. So we could say the barracks right here are just the barracks of the people on duty. Or maybe actually having like the off time, they sleep over here. And people on duty are in the castle. It does make sense to have the barracks next to the gate, because then they can like go in here and do a bunch of stuff. Like guard. Alright, that... If the kingdoms began in 500 BC and there were conquered in 1300, it would mean that 4500 something about kings to say. That goes gross estimate that would have been 1 million more sovereigns in the world. Google told you, yeah, okay, yeah. So it could be 1 million, it could be less than 1 million of kings haven't ever existed, or whatever we call kingship. Alright, barracks. And stables. With also some place where the servants live, also, I just realized. This space might be a little bit awkward, I feel like, to build in. But then I have to raise the wall. But I also want to change, if we expand the castle, I want to use this bit to extend the wall. So probably not. And we also don't have any food storage. And there should be a kitchen too. So many things. This would be like a drinking space, a preparation of food actually. So probably then this space would serve as a kitchen. And then I would, I guess, the servants next to the well. Yeah, that does make sense. The servants who live next to the well. And maybe, how do I want to use the land here? There are only 50 to 70 empires around in the world history. Well, that's not a lot, actually. It is going to be the servant quarters. I will terraform them a little bit better after I build the buildings, so they're a bit more embedded into the terrain, but at the moment I make them like this. Alright. Just have to have an idea how things look. I just don't like it so much to have like a building in the middle for some reason. Did you make the castle and the artifacts? How do you mean? Yeah, I made like everything here. I made the castle. This is made by me. You could make it here too. But then, like I said, I wanna maybe do some things here. But let's actually make the servants' quarter here. Not much space here. But yeah, they are the servants. They should know better, you know. They should feel the power of the Lord over them any moments of their Lord. I did not stream this Minecraft world before. I was doing this in my own time. Listening to audiobooks or stuff like that. While building this. Audiobooks about the Middle Ages. I do have to take a new topic to talk about, right? Okay, I remove this because I just don't like this. And what I want to have in the middle here, I want to have like in Kingdom Come Deliverance, I want to have like a little training field. Oh, hi, Alyssa Panda. Hello. So, yeah. And there will be a time-lapse video from for this castle at one point. So, don't you worry. But, yeah. Tomorrow, I think we will do the normal Crusader King stream, and then I want to do another KCD stream somewhere at the end of between a few days. I cannot do the day after tomorrow because I know I will be busy, but I cannot make promises, and I shouldn't make promises because also this week has been a bit busy for me too. So that's why I stream now, but I'm already telling you now because as soon we'll end this stream. Not having built that much. Only planned out where I wanted to build some stuff and ranted about spatial dimensions. We can just take a quick topic to talk about from the list of topics. People can give me topics right here. Snow. Oh, bloody hell! I don't want to talk about snow now. Go away. Not Jon Snow. That's not how the list should work. I should talk about anything that appears, but yeah. Horror stories. Do I want to? Do I want to talk about horror stories? Sure, why not? Horror stories. Can you name the case the to stream How I Met Your Mother? It would be funny. That would be funny, yes. Alright. So this is where the buildings will be. And I will have a training field. I will dig this out, actually. No, would I? Or expand it like this. Okay, maybe like that, yeah. Because that would create like an extra layer of defense, actually, if I added dirt here, and then we gave them a string ground here, because I do feel like I shouldn't dig too close to the well, because then that would make the well feel unrealistic. The well should actually have a real function. The well is also, by the way, connected to the castle. Little skull here. Don't know exactly what to do with space, but that's like the dungeons right there. Of course, real castles didn't really have dungeons so much. Dungeons were like big mass prisons appeared after the Middle Ages, but that's something else. Horror stories. I can tell a short horror story, maybe. Kind of. Something I told before probably once, but like, it's not always like the same. Not everybody's always on the stream, the same people. So I think it was I was streaming a different time zone, a different time moment of the day. I mean, so different people were online. This story is comes from my uncle, but already it's not from him. What was I doing? I was like extending this dirt. Bloody hell! I'm stupid. I said I would add more dirt, not remove the dirt. I'll just do this so I know I'm adding dirt. There we go. So, from my uncle, and it's not from him, the story. The story is from a place where he works. So my uncle is a lawyer, and he volunteers as a fireman. And he, at his job, at his fireman volunteering job, he the chief of his department and a bunch of other of his colleagues, they got like a call to go to check upon a lady that lived like far away from a town, and she was living far away because and also she would like do like a lot of spooky stuff. People were rumored that she would do stuff with magical stuff or like spooky stuff, you know, the all kinds of occultic stuff. And it's fun enough, right? So they went to our house, and well, oh boy, I forgot. This might be a bit graphic. So yeah, the stream is gonna end soon. If you're not the stomach for that, feel free to click away. To be fair, at one point don't know what people's limits are for stomach. So let's say when they opened the door, they saw the lady lying on the floor with a lot of dogs trying to eating her. So that was like quite a graphic picture. And the dogs, a few of those dogs just looked up at the fireman. They were like small little dark dogs eating the lady. The dogs looked up, and the fireman's just in shock. Like the chief of the fireman department just closed the door, like a shock. Like, what the hell was going on there? Like, they hadn't seen something like that. But they were firemen, and they had to check it out. So they prepared like access or something, and they opened the door just to check it out again. Maybe the dogs weren't aggressive, you know, who knows. But once they opened the door again, the dogs weren't there, and the lady wasn't eaten. She was just lying there, not alive, on the floor. So of course, I do not believe such stories. But as a child, this one did spook me out a little bit, alright? The reason why this one spooks me out is not that it's not a big story. It's not like a large story where you have like suspense and stuff like that, where you have like the whole build-up. But the spookiness of the story is that many people saw this. So yeah, I think I'm the near. So this is what the castle would be, because the fireman chief saw it and other people saw it. So a lot of people must have been on the lie or on the joke, but it's a bit of a graphic joke, and it isn't really funny. Wait, what? She died? Why didn't you start with that? Well, they didn't know she died. Like, I was trying to tell the story from how they had to check up on her. Like, they didn't know she had died. And this was like a little bit before they had like cell phones. So they went to her house to check up on her, as she lived far away. I don't know why they sent firemen there, and there were like it was like a group of firemen people just going to her house, and they opened the door. Like firemen do not only like to fire, you know, they also like use equipment and stuff. And maybe because she was living far away, it was like an older lady. She was like, okay, maybe she had like damaged herself or she was stuck somewhere. Who knows? Like they needed to help. So yeah. But whatever the thing is, like it was multiple people. So that's the weird bit about the story. And I don't know how to explain the story. It's just this weird story that's like something, you know, in the back of my head. A place I cannot scratch, something on your back you cannot scratch. Like, fundamentally, I do not believe these things. But I don't know how to not believe a story told by multiple people, saw it happening at the multiple time, being so bizarre. So I don't know what to do with this story. I don't know why they did this. They just bullied me. They just wanted me that I remembered the story. I don't know. Like, okay. But that's the stream for today. Thank you for watching. Tomorrow there will be another stream, so don't you worry about that. And usually I do stream also for an hour. I will keep horror stories. Maybe I know a few other horror stories or spook stories, and I will tell them as soon as we have the topic. I might make like a place where people can add topics to the list here, and once the topics land on something, I have to talk about it. Except when it's snow, I don't know why I added snow. I'm removing snow. I don't know why snow was there. So I might allow people to make suggestions, and then I will add it to the list if I think that's a fun topic to talk about. And then once I talk about it, they get removed, or if I forget to remove them, I might talk twice about them. Or like now, if I think, I know more horror stories, I might tell more horror stories. You know, I can tell many stories, you know. Who knows? But thank you for watching, and have a fun day, a nice existence, and until tomorrow, bye bye.